It was just a little bit chatty. I gotta work on that. I need to like get some incentives for focused individuals, and I'm doing that writing lesson again today. So I'm extending it with my first block. With my block 2, I'm gonna start the introduction paragraphs because I didn't get to do that with them last time. And so I was like, gosh, this is just, it felt like a frustrating day. But when I was grading those at the end, I was like, wait a minute, they actually did well. Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie, and I'm a 3rd grade teacher in the state of Florida, and you guys are here for a Week in My Life vlog. First thing, before I sit down at my table for my usual vlogging spot, look at how cute this background is. I have no idea where it's from, just so you know. Because somebody shared like a backgrounds for November. They're like, hey, here's some backgrounds if you want, and how cute is that? So I just changed my background. I had to reset my board last week. If you followed me, there's something in my hair. If you followed me for my last vlog, I think I mentioned it briefly, but it started to like, oh my gosh, there you go. It started to like freak out and glitch, and it was like flashing, and I was like very glad nobody had seizures in my room, because otherwise we would have had a big issue. And so it had to be completely re-imaged, which means everything that I had on it was lost. Not lost, like there wasn't anything on it that I was like devastated was gone, but it did have to be completely restarted and reset. And so the background that I had changed to for November was gone. So I just went to change it back, and I found that one, and I was like, wait, that's so cute. So yeah, today is Tuesday. It's November 12th. We had yesterday off for Veterans Day. There's something about having a day off that just makes you come back and makes you feel so much more alive, if that makes sense. I got a ton of stuff done on Friday because I didn't want to do anything school related over the weekend, and I didn't do anything school related over the weekend, literally at all. Sometimes I'll go sit at a coffee shop and like make slides and stuff over my weekend, which is fine. I enjoy doing that, but I didn't even have slides to make this time because I did that the weekend before. So I was like pretty much caught up till Christmas. I think I've got one more slide set that I started on, but I wasn't finished with. So I've got one more that I need to like finish before Christmas break. But like I'm good up until December, because there's only 2 weeks left of November, and I've got my slides ready for those 2 weeks. So yeah, although I'm looking at the schedule now and I'm like, how? 1, 2, no, I remember how I'm doing this now. Okay, I remember how. I'm like, how am I even fitting all this in? I remember. Anyways, it's Tuesday. Things that I do need to do this morning is I have, oh, somebody put their homework in the turn-in tray. 2 of them did. They put their homework in the wrong spot, and I counted it as missing. Interesting. Okay, so I've got some grammar papers that I need to grade from some students that we did last week. That was just like extra practice on our grammar skill that we did during our flex time, so I need to do that. As far as things that we're doing today, it's a day 5. Oh, I need to pull up my slides while I'm thinking about it. It's a day 5 on our schedule, which means that we will go and we will read our text one last time together. And by read it, I mean they listen to the story on the board, because that gives me time to like write down accommodations and do things that I need to do before I give the quiz. So we listen to it one more time on the board all together, and then we take our selection quiz on the text, which is just like a 5-question comprehension quiz to make sure that they're comprehending what they're reading. And then we do a cold read practice, and the cold read practice, oh, I never did write like practice multiple choice. That's okay. The cold read practice is a passage from our curriculum that looks very similar to what they do on the test. And we practice going through it and like taking the notes and answering the questions together to basically do some like test taking skills to apply what we've been learning, which was descriptive language. If you're confused on how I did descriptive language, go watch my last vlog, because I gave you like a really good in-depth detail of like what I was doing to teach it. But this shows them descriptive language, except a in a passage they've never seen before with multiple choice questions. So kind of how it's tested. So we've taken the skill, we do it with a mentor text, we do it with our weekly text, then we apply it to a new text, and then they do it tomorrow on their test. So that's what we've got going on for today. It's not like too exciting. It's not too boring either. It's easy enough that I'm able to come in after a day off and just run the play, which I'm really grateful for. Tonight is Dancing with the Stars 500th episode, so I don't plan on sticking around very long after school today. I'll still like come and check in, obviously, but tomorrow I go to the gym in the evenings, and so I usually make Wednesdays my longer day because I just stay until I go to the gym and get a lot of stuff done. And then so today I don't really have to stay that long. But I just thought I'd check in and start this vlog off. It's gonna be a shorter one. I hope. My last week vlog was like 41 minutes. So if you watched it, kudos to you. I was like, dang, I was really chatty. And I just tried to show you everything in depth that we were doing. And I hope that was helpful for you. But this week's gonna be shorter because we have only 4 days this week and we're taking a test tomorrow. So there won't be as much to update on. But yeah, happy Tuesday. That feels like a Monday. I'm feeling re-energized and ready to go. So I'm glad to bring you guys along with me. I'm gonna do a little bit of grading to get my day kicked off, and then I'll finish getting all the things turned on. Let's go. All right, y'all, I made it to the end of the day and my voice is starting to go, which is very unfortunate. I actually had like a cold all weekend that started on Thursday, I think. It started Thursday when I woke up and I had like the small tickle in my throat, and then Friday, no, I think, Thursday, and then it continued Friday. And then this weekend I had like the runny nose and all the things. And so it was nice to have like an extra day this weekend to recover from that. But today is like the most that I've talked, because this weekend I really just did a lot of relaxing, which was really nice. So today's the most that I've had to talk since I've had that cold. And oh my goodness, my voice just feels really, really tired, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm gonna do some grading. I started the day with grading and I'm ending the day with grading. Do we see a trend here? We got through what we needed to get through today. I had way more time at the end of block 1 than I did at the end of block 2. It was just a little bit chatty. I gotta work on that. I need to like get some incentives for focused individuals besides just my wheel of excellence. I might have to do like one extra layer for the ones who are focused, because I'm like, oh, I can't keep stopping because I'm in the middle of direction and you're just having a whole conversation. I can't do it. So I've got to think of something there, but I'm gonna try to grade all of these papers because tomorrow is a test day and I don't like to leave papers ungraded before a test because then they kind of like snowball on me. So I try to grade, we always do the cold read and the selection quiz the day before, and I try to grade those like the day of. Thankfully, I've already graded them for my block 1. I just need to grade them for my block 2. Then I'll reset my board around the room, and then I think I'll be done. There's my phone. And then I think I'll be done for today. Happy Wednesday. I feel like I got barely any footage this morning, which is fine. It was just one of those mornings. I have a parent conference today and I knew I wanted to curl my hair this morning, so I woke up a little bit earlier than usual and I still got here like right on time. So hindsight, it was a good idea to wake up early like I thought. Wow, we have healing music for the blood vessels. on my board right now. It was like YouTube just kept going and going. Interesting. So I'm here super duper on time when I was trying to be super duper early. So I'm gonna get my screen like set up for the day, and I'm gonna pray that it does, because I'm changing it to never turn off, but yesterday my board turned off like 6 or 7 times. Okay, because even when I change it to like never or whatever it says, like power sleep mode, and I change it to say when plugged in, turn off my screen never, it will still turn off. So it's just a little bit frustrating because I'll be sitting there doing a small group. I'll have their must do may do slide up and it'll just disappear. Okay, this is just random rambling. I'm gonna get my stuff ready to go for my parent conference this morning. I also have my practicum student, and today's a test day. So what I need to do is first go to the bathroom, because I gotta go to the bathroom. Second, I need to get things ready for this parent conference. Go ahead and pull out the parent conference form. This was one of my reschedules, so I have everything ready already, which is good. I just got to look through it, and then I'm going to look through our test that we're taking today, kind of flip through the pages just so I know like what I need to go over with them direction wise before they take their test. And that's it. I probably won't check in with you guys until like the very end of the day today, because Wednesdays are my days that I stay late before I go to the gym, so I will update you on how the day went then. Feel like this has been really haphazard. That's just kind of how my morning feels, so I need some time to get settled. Good morning and happy Thursday. I am up here early. I need to go make some copies, and I'm trying to get my board to turn on because yesterday it was giving me trouble. Story of my stinking life. It was just shutting off when it wasn't supposed to be. I think I talked about that in the morning. And then in the afternoon, when it like usually shuts off and I just leave it like asleep for the rest of the day, it wasn't shutting off. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just shut the board down. And so I'm having to like reboot it today completely from start to finish, which is fine. I just need to, oh look, and my settings are the same. It still says never. So weird. I don't know. I really don't like new line boards very much at all. But I'm pulling up everything that I need up on my board. What I need to do to get started this morning is, well, I didn't check in yesterday. Yesterday we took our test and it went pretty well. It went okay. So that's done. So what I need to do is I need to update my choice board for today, because when we get to our flex time in the middle, our intervention time, they've already finished everything that's on there right now, because we did it yesterday when they finished their test. I let them work on this stuff yesterday. So I need to switch out my word study practice and make that something different. I might have them practice writing their words on their whiteboard, like write every word twice on their, like just something so they're writing their actual words before tomorrow, because we've already done highlighting and dividing it into syllables and all of those things. So we've already kind of done some of that. And then I'm going to switch up what they're doing on Canvas, because I think today I'm going to, I'm doing a writing lesson. And if you watched my last vlog, I taught a writing lesson already, like an intro. Where's my camera app? My document camera app is not on my little dashboard at the bottom, my taskbar. I'm gonna have to look that up. Last week I did a writing lesson, and I'm doing that writing lesson again today. So I'm extending it with my first block. We're writing introduction paragraphs. So we're gonna do another one modeled, and then they're gonna do one together. We'll do one step by step together, and then I might have them do one more on their own. I don't know though. We might just do one modeled, one together, and then tomorrow I'll have them do one on their own. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, that I'll take for a grade. And then with my block 2, I'm going to start the introduction paragraphs, because I didn't get to do that with them last time. But that's not going to take as long as a normal writing block does, or a normal like reading lesson block does. So we'll have some good time at the end. So we're going to dedicate that time to social studies, because yesterday all we did was like read a little studies weekly that had an introduction about maps, and we just went over it briefly, like talked about the definition of geography, and then I let them read with a partner because we had taken a test all day. So I was like, read the studies weekly quickly with a partner, and then basically our block was done. So today I think we're going to go through it. Our first main idea is going to be like maps help us understand the world. We're going to pick out 2 details, and the 2 details are basically like there are lots of different kinds of maps, and there are tools in maps to help us understand them, like the key and the legend, things like that. And then we're going to get into the continents and oceans. So I think the first thing we'll do is continents, and then I have like a Canvas assignment that's like a video about continents that I'm going to assign to them, so they can work on that today during their flex time as well, and just kind of rehash the continents. But I have a map that we can color, and today I think we'll like listen to the song and color all of the continents on the map green and just leave it at that for now. And I think we'll have time to do that. So I need to go make some copies of a little coloring page that I need for my house meeting on Friday. I might do that during planning though, because I might need to spend this time like really looking through that writing lesson, making sure I feel solid on that, because I can always run up to the copier and just run 30 copies off of that another time. But we have a house meeting tomorrow, so luckily I have everything that I need. I'm doing the same house meeting thing that I've done the last 2 years, where we read Alma and the Worry Stone and we make worry stones, and I have a coloring page that they color while I'm pulling people to make worry stones with me. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. So I'm gonna get started looking at this writing stuff. Sorry I didn't check in yesterday. I went to the gym. I'm a little bit sore today. I go back today for bar at 4:30, so I've got a lot to get done. Like I need to do their Friday folders as well. I might be doing those tomorrow morning though, and I don't like doing those like Friday morning, but that might be what we're doing tomorrow morning before school, is just updating their Friday folders, because I don't know that I'll have time to do it today, and that's okay. But good morning, happy Thursday. It's gonna be a fun day full of writing. Hooray! Let's get started. I'm gonna go look over my lesson plans. Good morning and happy Friday. I'm so excited. I almost just knocked my coffee over. That would have been a terrible start to my Friday. I'm going to be clicking on the board for a minute to get like all my tabs pulled up while we chat, but I did not jump on to chat yesterday afternoon because I ended up going to bar at 4:30, and I had just a lot to do because I was like, I don't want to spend forever here today because I have a friend coming in town just to hang out this weekend. So I was like, I really want to make sure, is that the right one? Yes. So I just really wanted to make sure that I had everything like ready to go, up to date grade wise and things like that before I left yesterday, so that I wouldn't start the day off behind today, if that makes sense. So I think I got everything squared away though. It was a good day. I was tired at the end and I still had to give like a lot of redirecting. Now my block 2 class, let me give them some creds, because we started out really, really strong in block 2 with our writing lesson, and then we got squirrely, and I probably should have given them some kind of brain break in between when we did writing and social studies, but we just did not have time, which is fine. It's totally fine. We just didn't have time to do it. And so in reflecting on it, I was like, I think a little bit of movement break would have been good, but it's all right. We did get through our lesson on writing an introduction paragraph with both classes. Remember, I don't remember if I told you, but with my first block, I was a little bit ahead. And so I was already to the second lesson on introduction paragraphs. I'd already introduced it to them. And so we went through the second lesson, and then we did like a big review of what we had learned. And then we did another one together, another introduction paragraph step by step together in their journals, and color coded it. And then I gave them a skill check page from the Top Score writing curriculum that was like, plan this outline and write this introduction paragraph. And I was like, you have 20 minutes. This is for a grade. I want you to show me what you can do with writing. Like, how are you doing with these first couple of steps? and they actually turned out good. Like, I was feeling a little discouraged because there was just some stuff that happened yesterday that I had to deal with like during my lessons. And so I was like, gosh, it felt like a frustrating day. But when I was grading those at the end, I was like, wait a minute, they actually did well. And I was able to conference with each of my writers because I think I showed you in my last vlog, and I told you about how we like color code the sentences. So we underline the hook in red, the 3 reasons sentence in blue, and the closing sentence in green. And so we did like that with our example together, but then on their independent one, I didn't have them color code, and I conferenced with them individually and had them read their paragraph. And then I gave them the colors. I was like, okay, underline your hook with the red. And they found the hook. And then I was able to give feedback like, yes, you used a question for a hook. That was a great way to start your introduction paragraph. Underline your 3 reasons sentence. And we talked to some of the kids, put like some of their details in there when we want to save the details for later. So I talked to them about that. Some of them forgot to put words. So they said like, I like Christmas because food, gifts, fun. And I was like, does that make sense, or should we add some more words to make it sound more like a sentence? So I was able to give really good feedback and use the color coding, and I was like, go me, go me. It was like a teacher win moment where I felt like I did something productive, you know? So anyways, and then my second block, we did the introduction. So today is going to be a little bit backwards. It's a Friday, and so we have our word study dictation quiz, and we have a house meeting today. So my first block is cut short because of that house meeting, but it's okay because we're ahead in writing. So we're just going to take care of the word study quiz, get our new homework written down, and that's like all I'm going to be able to do with my first block pretty much before it's time for the house meeting, and that's okay. And then my second block is going to get the full lesson that my first block got yesterday, if that makes sense. So we'll do the word study and whatnot, and then we'll do the actual writing lesson, and we'll do more introduction writing, and they'll do the last 20 minutes will be like them writing on their own. And I might let them find a spot to like write around the room, because I feel like that might be productive for this afternoon block, because I think by that time they're probably going to be ready to move around like they were yesterday. So I think letting them take their clipboard and find a quiet space that's separated on their own, because it's independent, might be beneficial for them. So I think that I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind to kind of make that adjustment from yesterday. But yeah, I've just pulled up all of my stuff. It looks like, first thing, let me show you like what my Friday pile looks like over here on my little teaching counter, because if it's not like laid out for me, I forget things. So I try to start my Friday with my word study papers on top, because this is the first thing we're doing. Here's my word study folder, which inside has my word list that I'm using, like their actual spelling list. Then underneath that is the planner with next week's word list already written down, because when we finish the word study, they write the new words in their planner. And then under that is their new homework, which I pass out, and they write the due date on after they finish their word study words. So I literally keep them in a stack just like this, so that on Friday mornings, my brain can go 1, 2, 3, and know exactly what to do. Otherwise, I get confused. Also, peep the lesson plan from yesterday. It's wonderful, right? Wonderful. All right, so the only other thing that I really wanted to share was what we're doing for our house meeting today. I am the house of Valor, which stands for courage. Well, it is courage in Spanish. So when we get together today, we are going to be reading. I love this house meeting. I've done this one 2 years now. We're going to be reading a book about a character who shows courage, and it's Alma and the Worry Stone. This is by Sarah Townsend. She is Teacher in Tool on Instagram. I'm pretty sure she's still teacher in Tool. She just had a baby like a year ago and then left the classroom. So I don't know if she's changed her handle, but Sarah Townsend, if you need to find her. So we're going to read this book. And then in the book, the character Alma like holds onto a worry stone when she's feeling anxious or like nervous to help her be brave. Here she is with her little worry stone. So we make worry stones out of clay. I have this wonderful bakeable clay, and I call the students over to my table like a few at a time and say like, okay, what color do you want? I give them a little bit of that clay. I'm looking to make sure I know which clays I'm giving from. I think all of them are fine. So I give them like 2 little colors. I let them pick 2 colors that they can like swirl together to use for their own worry stone. I write their name on a coffee filter, which I need to get out. I'll do it while I'm talking because otherwise I'll forget. I write their name on a little coffee filter and set their worry stone in the coffee filter. And then I take them all home and I bake them, and I bring them back. Where are my coffee filters? Here they are. I bring them back next week, and I give them back to them with like a little piece of paper about the worry stone, and they think it's so fun. And while the rest of them are making their worry stones, I have this like coloring page that I designed with a directed drawing 2 years ago when I planned this. So it was a directed drawing of a dragon that I did from Art for Kids Hub, and I just drew it and then traced it with Sharpie and wrote the word courage at the top and made a lot of copies. So it matches because there's a dragon in Alma and the worry stone. So the rest of the class will sit and they color. So I need to get crayons and buckets too. And then while they're coloring their page, I'm calling kids to come and make worry stones. And I'm probably gonna have a lot of them come at a time. We're gonna have to crank through a lot of worry stones because I've got a lot of kids in velour this year and only like a little bit over half an hour to get all of that done. So I'm gonna have to like be cranking through it. And in fact, I'm probably gonna go ahead and open up this little thingy so I can see like what the colors look like. 1 year, my first year teaching, I don't know if I talked about this on a vlog or not. Oh, good. But my first year teaching, I accidentally bought clay that I thought was bakeable clay and was not bakeable clay. And so all of their worry stones melted in the oven. It was wonderful. Oh, it was terrible. And David had to like reshape them after they came out because they were like globs. So he like took each one and reshaped it into the shape that the kids had made and saved the day. He was a saint. But now I make sure that I get bakeable clay from Hobby Lobby. Bakeable clay. And I got this last year. So I guess at the end of this year, I'll have to get more for next year. But it looks like we are ready to rumble with that. I've got my wonderful little lesson plan from 2 years ago, and I haven't changed the date at the top, but that's okay. We don't need to change the date. If we don't need to change the date, I might need more coffee filters than this though, so I might need to get some more. And I'm going to sort the crayons, so I'm going to spend some time doing that to make sure that's ready to go. And then I'm going to start to lesson plan for next week because I don't plan on staying super late today since I have a friend coming in town this weekend. So after I finish like getting all my house stuff ready, which it's mostly already ready, so once I finish like the last final touches, I'm just going to plan for next week in my planner and then start getting all my papers for next week sorted into my days of the week paper drawers, because that's like what I can do, what I always do on Fridays that I can already start now. The rest of it is like grading word study, grading homework, things like that I can't do until the kids are here. So all right, I'm going to go sort some crayons into some buckets.